So welcome to this solution demonstration from Preolas. My name is Atholl Johnstone. I'm a director at Preolas, and I'm going to go through our document packages solution for you today. So before we get into a live demo, I'm just going to go through a couple of solution overview points just to set the scene on what the solution is all about. So basically, the many packages of documents can be created for various business requirements such as, RFPs, tenders, transmittals, transport consignments, product manuals, legal documents and the like. And sometimes they need to remain in the version state that they were created. However, they might contain standard documents, legal standards or fragments of documents that often get changed maybe outside of the package, but are relevant to the package itself. So the purpose of the document packages module is to be able to track any changes that are done on documents that are part of a package and provide the administrator with tools to decide whether these documents that have been changed, whether those versions can be added into the package or not. So when these changes are made, and when a document is maybe updated in its native container, so it might be a legal document that's in the legal department and it's in a business workspace there, that document gets updated, but that document is part of one or many packages throughout the system, then an indication will happen in the package, a visual indication will tell the administrator that there has been a change to one or many of the documents in that package, and these changes are basically called addendums, and the user can then go in and have a look at these addendums and decide whether they want to add those addendums to the package or not. What we've done, we've extended the standard OpenText Content Server collections feature, but the key differentiator is that with standard collections, if you change the version of a document and that happens to be in a collection, that version is automatically updated. So with a package, basically the user or the package administrator will make that decision whether they want that new version of a document or not. And there might be legal reasons or contractual reasons why you might not want to update the document in one package, but you need to update it in another package. So let's look at a couple of slides, very high level on what the solution, very high level what it looks like, and then we'll get into a live demo. So as I mentioned, we extend the OpenText collections features. So in this example, I'm in a proposal workspace. I've created a collection called RFX Final, and there's a menu option where you can designate that as a package. So you're changing it from a collection to be a package. And when you change that, an icon changes. So if you can see the RFX Final, the icon has changed from a collection icon to now a package icon. So when the package is in flight, and we can see this example here, the package icon now has a little green tick against it. And that means that something has been changed to one of the documents. One of the documents in that package has been changed, a version's been added, and this is an alert to the administrator that something has changed and they need to go and have a look at it. And how they'll do that is go in via the addendum menu option, which is a new option that gets added to the package when it is designated as a package from a collection. So when you select addendum, it will come up with a list of all the documents, one or many of documents that have been changed, that are inside this package, and then the user here can go and check those documents out and decide whether they want to accept these documents, and then finally finalize the addendum for this package, which basically clears the addendum and brings all those versions of new changes into the package. And then once that's done, then the little tick icon is gone from the package, and it just becomes a regular icon again, which means there's no more addendum. So let's get into a demo of the document packages solution. So I'm in OpenText Content Server 24.1. I'm also in a business workspace for proposals, which I've got a couple of widgets already created for this proposals area. Within here, I've got some actual proposal business workspaces, and this is where the work is done for the RFXs. So if I go into the Acme Corp RFX, I can see a standard business workspace set up for an RFP process. I've got some widgets that describe the RFP process and some of the tasks that need to be done. But I've also got an area for documents, and here's where I've got some folders in here where work in progress documents might be. We might have some original documents, just various places to maintain and manage documents that are relative to this RFX process. But there's also an RFX final object here, which has got a different icon, which has got an icon of a package. So this is the package area within the RFX, and this is where we collect all the documents that we want to use in this RFX that we're going to send out. So if I click into the RFX final, I can see now I've got a bunch of documents from various places. So I've got some documents here that are relating to this particular RFX, and they come from the RFX original documents area. I've got a instruction to bidders document. It's a standard from the tender standards, and I've also got 3 documents here that come from the health and safety corporate standards. So these are standard documents that can get applied to multiple RFXs as they get prepared. So we're going to look at keep an eye on the emergency procedures document. This is the one that will change as we go through the process, and we'll see as we change this how the packages module shows how changes can be managed. So if I look through a couple of other of the RFXs, so if I go into the HTG proposal, and same structure, if I go into the documents, I can see in this one there isn't any emergency procedures in here, so that standard isn't required for this particular proposal. However, if I go into, say, Zebra Supplies and have a look at the documents there, I can see that this one does have emergency procedures in it. So I know just by looking at 3 of these RFXs that we've got set up already, that I know at least 2 of them has the emergency procedures standard document applied to it. Okay, so I'm going to go into the corporate library, and I'm going to go into the health and safety folder. So this is where the standard health and safety standards are maintained, and I'm going to make a change to the emergency procedures document. So what I'm going to do here is go in and add a version. So I can see here the emergency procedures document. I'm going to OK that. It's going to give me a message. I'm just going to say add. So I've added a version to that document. So I can see that this document has now had a new version added. If I refresh the page, I can see that this document has got a new version added to it. So what we need to do now is go and see what effect that has on our document packages. So if you remember from earlier that the Zebra Supplies RFX had that emergency procedures document as part of it. So if I click into Zebra Supplies, go into Documents, I now see that there's a little icon have been added now to the RFX final package, and that tells me that there's been an addendum. There's been a change to this package. So I can go in, and from here I can click in here into the package, and at this point in time the document still has not, a version has not been modified for this document, the emergency procedures document here. So we can see it's still got the old timestamp on it. So if I click on the function menu here and click on addendum, it's going to tell me that the emergency procedures document version was added by the user B. Smith at this time, and version 2 was added to this document. Now, as an administrator of this RFX, I can decide to accept this document, and then I can decide to finalize it. There's a difference between accept and finalize, is that you could have many changes in here, and you might only want to accept a couple of them at this point in time, but you don't want to finalize all the changes to that addendum. So you can accept some of them and then wait for more changes and then finalize, or we can actually configure within the admin area to say you just finalize and accept all the changes. It's just a configuration option. But I'm not going to do any changes yet. I'm going to go back to the proposals area, and I'm just going to show a proposal addendum report. So this is a report where we can see that there's been some changes done to various RFXs here. So when we were looking before, we knew that there was at least two business workspaces or RFXs that had the emergency procedures document. But what we can see now is actually four of those RFXs had that document, and they're ready inside the addendum report. So we can see, we can go in and drill in a little bit more if we wanted to, but we know it's only been that one change to that, which has been the emergency procedures document. We know that there's only been one change being made. So we can also, from here, we can click straight into the business workspace. So I can take me straight back to the Zebra one, where I can see I've got this addendum. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically accept that I want to take this addendum in, and I'm going to finalize it and clear the addendum report. And I can see now that the icon has disappeared from the RFX final package. And if I do go back to proposals and the proposal addendum reports, I can now see that there's one less. So I've accepted that addendum. I've accepted the change to the emergency procedures document for that Zebra proposal. But for the other ones, I haven't done that yet. Could be different administrators who would look at that. It might be that they don't want to accept it at all, and then that change will never go into the... So just to summarise the demo that we've just gone through, we were able to create package containers to group together the necessary documents for the purpose of the RFP. This is very much like the standard OpenText collections, except it adds the extra features that allow us to keep track and show any changes that have been made to the documents that are inside that package, and allows us via an addendum report to see those changes and decide whether we want to add those changes into the package or not. And the rules are configurable within the admin area of OpenText Content Server to determine what actually triggers the addendum alert. So a key part of the solution, as we've mentioned, is that the documents are not automatically updated until the user, the administrator of the package, or the user who's maintaining that package decides that this change can go into the package. And this keeps the package compliant within business rules or regulations that the organisation has to adhere to. If you're using OpenText Transmittals version 16, which comes with extended ECM for engineering 16, from the package you can select documents and create a new transmittal, or add to an existing transmittal if that transmittal has not already been sent, directly from the package. And finally, the information within the package, the document information inside that package, can be exported out to a CSV format should you need it for further reporting requirements.